Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Chaos to Calm episode. This is episode 2, and this episode is all about clothes and toys. Now, if you're new here, Chaos to Calm is a project that I do where I go around to followers' homes across the country and I organize and declutter it for them for free, all in one day's time. Today's episode is really special. They're all really special, but this house in particular, this is the house of a single mom. She has 2 kids. There's an 8-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl. They were just the absolute sweetest family. We were so excited to help them out. This house was about 2.5 hours away from us, so it was obviously our furthest house since it's only our second house. And it was a little bit more of an undertaking, but I am absolutely in love with the before and after. And best yet, her kids were extremely, extremely grateful. Both of them were just grinning ear to ear, super grateful, super thankful. So this was such a fun project. You guys know how this goes. We start by unboxing everything I purchased for the organization of this house. When I start, I am given photos and information from the homeowner, so I know what I need to plan for and what to expect when I do a project. And just because I buy all of this stuff doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to use all of it. I just like to have as much at my disposal as possible since I can't come back and do more another day. The decluttering and organizing is only a small part of it. The prep work is definitely the more time consuming, reviewing the client's information, purchasing the right products, loading everything. Well, first unboxing everything to make sure it's all there and nothing's broken and it's what I want. And then loading everything up, breaking down boxes, the trash, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes into one of these projects. I would be interested to time it out and actually see how long one of these takes me in terms of like a time commitment, because it is actually quite substantial, but it's so worth it. So here I'm just unloading everything from our previous Chaos to Calm session. This was like one weekend and then another weekend, like back to back. So we actually didn't unload the truck just yet. We just kind of left everything in there. That way we didn't have to bring it all into the house and get it all over when we knew we were just going to be taking it back to a new house. And we like to go ahead and build anything that needs built, so when we get there, we can just hit the ground running with the organizing and decluttering. Most of the organizers I bought were purchased for toys. I knew that the son had a lot of toys. The daughter really didn't have any toys. She just had some crafty stuff and then a lot of clothes. All I really needed was a cube storage, and she already had like a little dresser. So I knew there wasn't much needed there. And I also got some drawer dividers. The toys, that was my concern. I didn't think that there was adequate organizational systems in that house. Now, because I did have a bunch of organizers that I was buying for this one, I bought almost probably double the amount that I bought for the first house that we had done a session in. So I didn't have like a goodie bag to take them, but I did give them an Amazon gift card so that they could continue organizing. They had just moved into this house, so she actually had the whole house that needed decluttered and organized. I wish I could have spent, a whole week there. That would have been amazing, but unfortunately, time just didn't allow for it. So I did give them an Amazon gift card so they can buy a few more organizers to help get them along. And she had a bunch of containers there as well, too, that she could use. And you'll notice I'm kind of putting everything back into boxes. That's because when we go, we do keep, donate, trash, rehome boxes. And so I needed boxes for that. I like to use cardboard boxes that I already have so I can recycle. And then when it's time for me to leave a job, I'm not having to take my box, dump it out because it's, my tote or something, and take it home. It's just a cardboard box and they can do what they want with it. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get all the furniture pieces in the bed of the truck, but they all went in perfectly fine. There was no concern at all. Everything fit really well. I even had tons of room to spare in the back seat of the truck. And this was actually a very hectic prep process, I will say. I will post a video probably next week just with some behind the scenes shots of both of our first 2 episodes, but tensions were high. I had left everything kind of to the last minute, and I shouldn't have. And even though I know I'll get it all done, and Luke knows I'll get it all done, it doesn't take away the fact that he is still concerned, like, if I am actually going to, get the house put back the way it's supposed to before we have to leave for the weekend. Or tensions were really high this night. I'll just say that. And it was completely my fault. I felt terrible about it. And so I don't want to sugarcoat anything or leave you with a wrong impression. I mean, these are pretty high stress times for us just because we have kids, we have jobs, we have lives. Like, this is a big commitment in all aspects. And so I don't want you to ever get the impression that it's all happy-go-lucky, great times, because it's not. And I will be posting some of those raw behind-the-scenes moments. I think I'll do that next week, just so you can see kind of the high stakes that are involved in something like this. All right, it is 11:30. I just had my shower. I'm gonna chug some liquids and then go to bed and get up at 6 so we can be on the road at 6:30. We have mostly everything loaded, just one bag here because I'm waiting for the chargers to get all the way charged, and we're ready to go. It was a little rough because Xander woke up crying, which he never does, so Luke had to help him, and just the situation with the furniture, it hasn't gone our way tonight. But the house is in order. Let me show you. The house is in order. This isn't gonna focus, and over there too. So we are ready to rock and roll in the morning, so I'm really looking forward to it. I forgot to post a video, but we just arrived to her house and we're gonna unload and just jump right into it. So I posted the before pictures at the beginning, or the before picture in video. The picture that I posted at the very beginning was what she sent me. So there was stuff kind of everywhere. And then when we got there, everything had been put into different bins and stuff because they needed the floors cleaned up for just some stuff that they had going on. So it looked a lot better when we got there than it was when I first saw it, but nothing had actually been truly organized. They had just moved in, like I said, so everything was kind of just put into the boys' room, but it wasn't really organized. So we're just going through bin by bin. You just walk in, like, where do I start? You just pick a bin and start. So we picked a bin. We had Legos and some Nerf guns, and then he had a bunch of Pokemon cards. So we had bought a Pokemon binder. So Luke was just putting all the Pokemon cards that we found in like bags and stuff into the Pokemon binder. I'm just going, item by item on the cube storage that he already had. He already had one. So I'm just cleaning that up, getting it dusted, going through all the drawers and getting everything organized there. I always tell you guys, organizing is like a puzzle, and that's how this was. You think, okay, I'll put these items in here. And so, you start that way. And then you keep going and you're like, nope, this puzzle piece doesn't fit. I need that container for this. So I'm going to have to find something else for this. So that's basically what I did. I constantly was just moving items from here to here, trying to see what was going to make the most sense for him. And then also, the room was only so big. So we did have to make some decisions, like, you need to either keep this or this. I did a few of those. I tried to keep as much as I could. Of course, we've got keep, rehome, donate, trash. I sort everything by type. Like, he had pizza stuff, so all the pizza making stuff went together. And so you do that. And then when you're left with like miscellaneous pieces, typically those are like trash for me. I put those in the trash pile. If they don't have a full set, there's no sense in keeping it. So I did that. And then he had multiple toys, multiple of one type of toy, and there just wasn't room for it. So I told him to pick, his favorite of the 3 that he had. So I just did it like that. Like I said, I tried to keep as much as I could within reason. Someone commented on my before and after picture that I had posted on my stories, because if you guys follow me on my other socials, I will post just like teaser before and after pictures when I finished a project, like on the way home usually is when I'll do it, just because I'm so excited to show, the whole thing with you. But I had someone comment, like, all you did was clean their room for them. And sure, I kind of did, but what I was also doing was finding a home for everything. I talk about it all the time. You can clean a space and then you come back an hour later, a day later, and it's even worse. And you're like, how is that possible? It's because you don't have an actual home for all of these items. You're just shoving them here, there, and everywhere and calling it clean, but that's not cleaning. Like, you need to actually find a home for everything In order to do that, you have to declutter. Yes, I didn't, this isn't like HGTV. I'm not buying all new everything for his room. We're using a lot of the organizational systems he's already got, plus ones that I've purchased, and we're creating a home for everything using all of those systems that we have at our disposal. I used the other cube storage I had bought for his closet. He was just using bins on a wire shelf, which is fine, but this just works a little bit better. The cubes give him a little bit more space to put more stuff there, and it's very orderly. When the shelves are just sitting on the wire shelving, nothing really stays, straight and orderly. This kind of helps with that. Another thing we did was I bought a Matchbox car storage container, and because he had a lot of cars, and Luke put all of those into the container. So like I say, just finding the right organizational system for the specific object you're organizing is so important. And then I forgot to film it, but you'll notice on his bed, he's got like some decor pieces. Luke went around and hung a bunch of stuff on his walls once we finished this, and I moved on to the girls' room. So I'm super thankful for Luke. You guys will notice I'm getting better about filming, but I am not there yet. So I will say one thing I was kind of kicking myself that I didn't do was I didn't do like up close shots of everything that I had organized. Like I didn't show you the Pokemon binder. I didn't show you the cool Lego storage. I didn't show you the Nerf gun situation very well. I didn't show the Matchbox car organizer. So moving forward, I'm going to try and get really close shots for you guys so you can see every little part of it. I'm doing better, I will say. I feel like I've got, the camera and camera angles here. I've got like the overlays and stuff. So I'm getting better, but I'm not there yet. So if you guys notice something that you wish I would have done or should have done, please let me know in the comments. I really, really want to know. So this is his after. Like I said, we just found a home for everything. We got rid of the trash. We matched up the toys. When you move in, if you don't have a spot for everything, it's going to be chaotic, and that's what this was. So we just took care of that problem. A couple other things to note is both kids have to store their like childhood memorabilia and stuff in their rooms because there's not like a storage room or anything. So one thing that we did was we took totes or the tote that all the stuff was stored in, and then we took smaller totes that aren't very tall that can fit under his bed, and we put all of his memories and stuff in those smaller totes and then stuck them under his bed. He had already compiled a bunch of stuff under his bed. You know how kids are, they just like to hide it out of the way. So I had to go back and just stick that stuff under the bed, so it prevented him from using that space as a way to hide his toys when he doesn't want to pick them up. So I just wanted to note that that's a really good hack if you've got kids that are notorious for sticking stuff under their beds just to get it out of the way. Fill that space with something useful and that won't happen. Okay, moving on to the girls' room. So a big problem here was just clothes. She had a laundry basket full of them. She had a couple laundry baskets full of them. So the only thing I can do here to get started is to first put away her clothes to see what she's got, and then we can kind of organize from there. I started originally, I was going to put her intimates and her tank tops and her shorts and jeans and everything all in this little dresser she had. And I quickly realized with the amount of stuff that just wasn't possible. So I ended up just putting her intimates in the dresser, and then her t-shirts, and then and maybe her jeans as well. And then I used the cube storage I had brought, and I put her tank tops and her sweatpants and her shorts in there. And then we hung all of the long sleeves and like sweaters and stuff up. And again, trial and error here. We ended up having to put the smaller dresser in the closet because the cube storage was too tall, that the shirts were kind of like resting on the cube storage, and so that just wasn't going to work. Again, these are just trial and errors. You know, when you're not living in the space and you don't know what's there, like you don't have a good inventory in your mind, you just have to play around with it and see what's going to work. So while I was kind of organizing other things, I had Luke work on hanging all of the shirts for me. And then just super quick, I just have some announcements about upcoming videos. So I've got my next garden video. You guys know I'm doing a garden for the first time. It's a whole thing. We've got like 5 raised beds. So that video is coming soon. Grace and I planted a bunch of stuff I need to share with you. And then I've got like a get it all done video. And then, like I said, the behind the scenes of kind of like the raw footage of what goes into these projects. I'm also going to be posting that soon. So definitely check all of those videos out. And If you could, please, please, please interact with this video, like it, comment. The more interaction I get, the more help I'm able to receive for doing projects like this. Like I've said, we do this with all of our own money. And actually, the next project, the next session for Chaos to Calm episode 3 will be a double house. So we're going to be hitting 2 houses in one day, and we have to travel. So we will have to stay overnight. So that one's going to be a very big financial commitment for us. So please, you guys can always support me for free by just interacting with my content, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, purchasing from my Amazon store. All of those things help me so, so much. So we would be so grateful if you guys wouldn't mind doing those things for us. We absolutely love the Chaos to Calm project, and we can't wait to see how many houses we're able to help with it. And if you're ever wondering, why is she always sitting? I talk about this a lot. Sitting is very important for me. 1, it helps from feeling burnout, and 2, I think better when I'm sitting down. When I'm sitting down, I feel like my brain opens up and I'm allowed to focus on a lot more. When I'm standing, I feel like I hit like a wall. I just can't really focus as well. And here you'll notice, this is what I was talking about, the memorabilia for the kids. We just stored it in these smaller totes underneath their bed. That way they've got it, but it's not taking up, space that they need to be using for other stuff. And this is it. Like I said, I wish I would have got some more up close footage for you guys, but I am so happy with the way it turned out. I know that they were super grateful as well. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd love to hear. The Chaos to Calm project is so important to us. We are getting families off on the right foot. We are teaching them skills and methods that they're able to apply to the rest of their life. It is so, so valuable. We are over the moon and so blessed to be able to do this for households. And then you'll see as soon as I got home, I took a nap because this is emotionally and mentally draining, but I love it so much. And the last clip I'm going to leave you with is a testimony from the homeowner whose house we worked on. So thank you guys so, so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hello, my family was fortunate enough to have Audrey come to my house for the Chaos to Calm series. She completely reorganized my children's rooms, and it was amazing. They look so good. I love all the different organization. Everything has a home, which is so important to me. I think the series was successful, and I'm so thankful for Audrey and her husband coming to my house for completely redoing the kids' rooms and making it more functional and definitely less cluttered. And also it was good for my children to be like, okay, well, you have this, so you don't need this, to get rid of some stuff. And she gave some really good tips too that has helped me in my ever continuing journey of decluttering and organizing my home, to get rid of things that just sit in totes. Like even though they're important to me, they just sit in totes, so a picture does just as good as them. And so yeah, I think that the series worked, and I'm so thankful for Audrey, and I'm excited to continue to watch her help others, and to continue to watch her channel and learn some more tips and tricks. So thank you, Audrey, and yeah,